Hello, everybody. Merry Christmas. Yeah, okay. Think we're good. Today we're doing some writing. Um, I'm not a professional writer, but I have been doing a lot of different lyrics, poetry, like song lyrics and poetics and stories and different things for a long time. Um, I would reference you to a certain thing, but I'm not there quite yet. The reason I'm doing this is because a lot of the time I only write when I feel something, and that could be when I don't have the time that I write. So today I figured I'd show you some basic ways to get a story going, or at least start something. Um, so normally, you know, you have an idea and you try to work it out, but if you're trying to be a professional writer, in any way, shape, or form, this you might have to just sit down and try to, you know. But today, the way I like to do it is I just start with there was a man and a place. See, that's not a really good sentence because it doesn't really describe anything. But what we could do is we can go down here and start again. There is a man in a certain place. All right. Then we go down again. We make another version. There once was a man. And what about the place? Going to a place. Right? In my non-professional opinion, having like at least 3 different starts is a good way to start. Now, of course, you can do more, but we're not actively going for that. Now, what kind of man is it, right? And what kind of place is it? That's very important. So, to work on this, we're just gonna and we haven't really found a theme yet, so there once was a bald man going to a bald place. No, going to a clinic. Now already what you can do here is what kind of clinic? Your clinic, is that the right way? Clinic is the right word. I am Norwegian. I use that as a defense. We also say clinic, but we say clinic with a K. We don't really know. So let's see. Was a bald man going to a... Now you could say hair clinic, right? But if you're just writing a short thing, it could be something you refer to as something else. But let's keep working on it. Let's do the same with these ones down here. What's the time? What's the place? Right. There is a certain man. So now I replace the set in a certain area. Area. Thank you. There's a certain man set in a certain area. Nobody knows for certain who the man is. And then, right. So, already now we have a little bit of a thing, and mostly I'm just writing something that comes, right? So while you're writing, you get an idea, and then you should type it down. Let's go down here, do the same. We're just loosening the mental threads. There once was a man going to a place. There once was a old man going to a old place, old church. All right. So already we have a bald man going to a clinic. There's a certain man set in a certain area. Nobody knows who certain he is. This is kind of, I feel like this is more of a lyrical play on words. This is more of a kind of a joke setup. And then this is more of a unfolding story. So there was a man going to an old church. Yeah, this could also be to tell a old tale to a priest, right? So let's go back up, fill out this one. There once was a bald man going to a clinic. But let's work on it, because a bald man could be anything, a clinic could be anything. Oh yeah, I reused this. See, it starts building on each other as the same thing. So what you could do after you're starting getting ideas, you could also go down here, further down, and go like, there once was a old man, old and bald man, standing between a old church and a, let's just say, hair clinic. wondering where, wondering where, yes, wondering where to go first. Question mark? Right. Right, so there was old man going to a clinic. Right, so, and the second it starts stagnating, that's when you go to something else and just fill it out. Wondering where to go first. He didn't quite know if let's see, how do we refine it? He didn't quite know if the old didn't quite know if the priest was the way to go, or a new set of hair. What is it? There was an old bald man standing between an old church and a hair clinic, wondering where to go first. He didn't quite know if the priest was the way to go, or a new set of hair would be worse. Yeah, see, that's a good opener. um, sorry, I have to turn off this. Okay. I like to listen to audiobooks while I write. Uh, Not mainly because I'm writing after it, but because having something going uh, piques your. It takes away. But right now, we're just working on ideas and different things. Um, let's see, where can we go with this? We just got a new set of here would be worse. So this is kind of more like a limerick kind of first. So this is kind of a limerick, right? Which means limerick, 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 limerick. 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 Yep, perfect. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. I like this one to tell an old tale. There once was an old man going to an old church to tell an old tale to a priest. I'm kind of falling into limerick territory with this one. So let's go up here. There was an old bald man going to a clinic, but now we have the clinic down here, so that's kind of that idea. Let's change this up. Going to a council meeting because it's C, clinic C, C. There was once bald man going to. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just go young man. There once was a young man going to see his beloved. He is his beloved. Yes. As a young man, and if you want to go longer form, it helps. Not expunging. That's the wrong word entirely, but enriching, enriching the characters. So one of the I haven't used that yet. So the man was a stout and well groomed. The man was stout and well groomed with red hair and ponytail. No, red hair, short red hair. Man was stout and well groomed with short red hair. While his beloved was not, had long flowing locks of the same color. They had met in before the war. So, stating they had met before the war. So obviously, same kind of hair, blah blah blah. You kind of know maybe they fell in love because of the hair. Are they in love? Who knows? They had met before the war, meaning obviously there's for a war. The man was stout and well groomed, meaning he probably went to the war, right? So reading between the lines, probably, maybe he's coming back from the war. Now, because every story has tension and la di da di da, they have met before the war. Now, we haven't stated anything except the fact that there is a man He's going to see his beloved. And they have the same hair color, right? And there's a war, of course. So this could still be anything, but the average person would then imagine this being in the now, because we haven't set any factuality except different now. So determining here, we can basically be like, go a little bit down, as, and we can give him a name. I'm always bad with names, but as, because you know, if I say like Rick James, Rick James, as Rick James came around the bend of the estates. No, we can't use estate because he would be walking as going to see his beloved. That right? So we haven't really as Rick James's car came around the bend of the estate. He saw a black Lincoln. Thank you. He saw a black Lincoln leave the gated area. Right. So, stating a few more things, he has a car. He's going to an estate where this woman beloved lives, right? Estate. So that means it's a big thing. She's rich. That's what people see. He's a black Lincoln. Leave the gated area. Which, when you make a car black leaving something, you automatically get like a, well, this is mystery. Let's just call it that. Or we could go in the line of while driving, Henry. No, that's also very so American. Let's see, while driving, we want to give him some more flair, maybe European. Henry. Well, yeah, it comes from France, so Henry. Henry Cavill, yeah. French. Of course, that's agricultural inventor lawyer. How do you, Henry? Oh, you just write it the same way. Okay, so always good to check up. While driving, Henry, Philippe. Yeah, so we're dealing with a French, well, maybe a French adjacent red-haired man, which I've never seen. So that's exciting. Means it's special. I guess. Well, while driving, it really was. It was longing. It was longing. Well, it was coming up. Henry Philippe's part was something. It had been so long, right? So now we're we're moving more in the tension building route. Previous one above, it's more of a mystery kind of thing. And of course, you can do pretty much anything after or before. While driving, Henry Philippe's heart was thumping. It's been so long. As he was as now you don't have to give him a name, but it gives a character, like the name gives character. So, and people should be able to see what you see, but kind of what they want themselves. So ambiguity is good to a certain extent. As what do I big change? Make me laugh. All right. Something. It's been so long. As let's find another name. We could go with something Norse as Eric. McNab. Walk down the same street he had in what felt so long that it felt so long ago. Now, normally you should just write and then fix errors later so you don't get stuck up on it, because you see, the more you think about it, the more you get stuck in there. So what I want him is to think about how many times he'd walked down that street before. He kept thinking about how it was the same yet different. Street kept thinking about how it was the same yet different. Then he thought maybe she had changed. Now that he had been through the gutters of war. Right, so this also states a lot of shit. Right, he's back in the same town, probably, that maybe he grew up. He's wondering, did the street change or did I change? Right, now that it's been through the gutters of war. Gutters of war, it's paints it as a dirty wherever he was. Like, if this is old, like it could be World War II, right? Or it could be, it could be any war where it was a dirty fuckfest, basically. Then he thought maybe it had changed. Now it's been through the gutters of war. Let's see here. We're coming up on 23 minutes. I just want to give a few pointers and tips and other things one could do to get started. Let's see here. So this turned into a limerick. This turned into a certain man said in a certain area nobody knows for certain who the man is. But as certainty goes, only the man sitting. Thank you. Here we are. Nobody knows knows for certain who the man is, but as certainly goes, only the man would know to what extent could certainly know to what extent. But as certainly goes, only the man could certainly know to what extent blood would flow. Oh, that's creepy. Flow. Oh, that's dark. Dark. But as certainly goes, only man could certainly know to what extent the blood here would flow. And I like that. That's just a short thing. Because of course you could extrapolate and enrich and make it fuller. But that's just a short thing, because it starts of, oh, there is a certain man sitting in a certain area, nobody knows certain who the man is. But it certainly goes, only the man could certainly know to what extent the blood here would flow. Like, all of a sudden it changes with that last sentence. And that's, I like that. I like having a little twist. Not the M. Night Shyamalan Ringerdinger, but the other one. So, I got further with this one, going back to the previous one. So, and mostly because, oh, don't worry, but let's see, let's cut that back, put those here. Let's see. The man was stout, well groomed, their short hair, while his beloved long flowing locks. While his beloved had the long flowing locks of the same. Let's see here. While his beloved had long flowing locks of the same color, they had met before the war. As Eric McNabb walked down the same street, he kept thinking, wow, it was the same yet different. Then he thought maybe he had changed. Maybe he had changed. Isn't this the right one? Maybe he had changed. Now that he had been through the gutters of war, he had seen the worst of humanity. Not the worst. He had seen the worst of humanity, and he had lost brothers in arms. Brothers in arms. He's coming to see his beloved. Yet, so we don't, like, I like the fact that it could be like a love story about a dude coming back to see his beloved, and you could make it like, oh, she's found a new one, and make an entire thing out of that, and then we would just go down here and keep writing, blah blah blah. But I just want to finish something real quick as we approach the 30-minute one mark. Yet the second stepped into the driveway of his flame. Then he stepped into the driveway of his flame. He could see her peer through the window and start running. Oh. They embraced, and every thought Eric had about previously disappeared. Yes, disappeared. Embraced in every thought, thank you. Tough. Fuck English. Sorry, just had to say it. They embraced every thought Eric had previously. They embraced and every thought Eric had previously disappeared as he held the woman who made it bearable. Thank you, internet. There was a man in the place. Okay. Bearable. Right. So. And he went on to live happily ever after. They embraced and thought as he held the woman who made it bearable. See, that's nice. Guy suffering from the horrors of war has the love of his life, makes it bearable. Great stuff. Also something you can work on and make it, but now you got your little thing. There's a man singing a certain area over there, right? Yeah, that's the one. I'm happy with this. Let's see, here's the limerick. There once was an old and bold man standing between an old church and a hair clinic, wondering where to go first. He didn't quite know if the priest was the way to go or a new set of hair would be worse. Yeah, that's a limerick. It's not really a like specifically good one, but it's a bit funny, depending on who you tell it to. And that's my kind of how to start writing stuff. Like you could do the same with anything else. It was a dark night in Williamstead, and the crows were silent today. Silent. Alright, why were the crowds silent? The mayor of Stead sat and watched the town from his office window. So, and already since I did the previous work, it just comes more naturally, because it's a muscle. The mayor of Williamstead sat and watched the town from his office window. Something bothered him. None of the regular crow should be heard. That's more of a personal thing, right? Writing from different perspectives also helps. Voices could be heard. Let's see. Cold gusts. Gust of wind chimed in from the fields by William Stead. A cold gust of wind chimed in from the field by William Stead. But as the night set, people and let's give a fuck about the crows right now. As the night set, people were getting ready for supper, and nobody noticed the silence of the geese. Goose? You say geese, right? So something's up with the geese. People were, yeah, where the people were getting ready for supper. Nobody knows the sound of the geese. Yeah, so, right. And all of these, they basically say the same thing, but give different directions, and then you do the same as over, you just keep going. Different aspects, multiple possibilities, it's all fine. What's better is that, like, so on this, for example, he could also see a black Lincoln leave his street, and he never saw the black Lincoln before, right? And that could turn out to be someone new in the area, or it could be like counterintelligence. Maybe he's being accused of something during the war. But whenever you do this, just try to finish the smaller part so it could stand on its own. And then if you want to keep working with it, you just keep going in and see, because I haven't really, Eric McNabb isn't really, he's well groomed and with short red hair. Doesn't really say a lot about the guy or how he looks, right? So you could ask, and his beloved, you don't really know, except that she too is ginger, or has, but with long red hair. And if people are like me, then you're like, oh, you see this beautiful Scottish lass, you know. But now I've taken way more than I thought I should. So I hope this helped anybody watching, and keep writing. Merry Christmas. Have a good one. Do your best. Be kind. Rewind. And so on. Bye.